First game we're covering this week is Florida versus Georgia. Georgia's coming in number 2 in the nation. Rivalry week for the Dogs and the Gators.
Yeah, big week. Georgia big favorites, 16-point favorites there. Hey, look, I like Georgia in this game. I think that Georgia had the game gone differently against Texas, I would be feeling differently about this game, knowing the pressure that Georgia can bring in a big game. And this game will be big for them, given the rivalry stakes on the line. I will say 16 points, I think, is a lot. Georgia has 3 wins this season of 16 or more, and that was Clemson, Tennessee Tech, and Auburn. I don't think that will happen in this game. They're 2-5 against the spread this season.
Yeah, I think the spread's a little bit high here, and we'll get to my prediction, as we finish up this preview. But Georgia's defense, I think, will be a really key point in this game. We've obviously seen them being able to shut down teams like Texas, and it's been causing problems, across each week. We saw kind of a little bit of an anomaly of a performance against Mississippi State, but what they're able to do against DJ Lagway is going to play really key when it comes to what Florida can do in this game offensively to win.
Yeah, the defense is huge, and it's what held Texas back was the run defense. They couldn't get anything going on the ground. They put pressure on Quinn Ewers and forced him to make mistakes. In this game, you have a younger guy at quarterback for Florida and DJ Lagway. The Florida team, I don't know what we're going to get week over week. The team looks different. I think right now at this point, I'm more scared of Florida's rushing attack than I would be of Texas's or Mississippi State. So I think that there's opportunity there. But Lagway right now, he's banking on explosive plays in the pass game. He's throwing the ball downfield. 50% of his passes were over 20 yards against Kentucky. So with what Georgia's defense can bring to the table and getting pressure on a quarterback, I don't think that Lagway will have the opportunity to get those plays developing downfield.
Yeah, and if it does play out that way, right, it'll definitely present some challenges for Lagway. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Florida's rushing attack, and is this going to be the reason why Billy Napier is in the position to continue to be successful in this role? And that rushing attack was able to really take it to a strong SEC opponent. I think they had over 200 yards in that game, and so that has kind of been the strong suit for Georgia's defense when it comes to stopping teams. And we saw what they did against Texas. And so it's kind of like you said, right? I'm a believer in what Florida can do on the ground, what they can do in the air. The defense has started to look more improved in some of these past games. But I guess what's good for them is that Georgia's offense has proven to, be turnover prone.
Yeah.
Which in rivalry games, turnovers are probably one of the most important facets, right? So you think about Carson Beck. He's sitting at, I think, 8 interceptions on the year. That's second most in the SEC among starters and among all quarterbacks. That is going to be a key role when it comes to how successful Georgia can be in this game and how much Florida can how much they can hang in the game.
Yeah, and the defense won them the Texas game. So the offense, they've been getting off the slow starts. We saw it with Kentucky. We saw it with Alabama. We saw it kind of against Texas, where the defense is the reason that they got the points. And you mentioned Florida's defense has been improving. Looking at their recent games, UCF, Kentucky, and Tennessee, they're 6th in the country in opponent pass completion percentage. They're putting pressure on quarterbacks. Granted, those quarterbacks for those teams are not necessarily all-stars when it comes to the pass game. But I think that they could be in a position to get a turnover here off of Beck in this game, knowing how prone he's been likely to throw one of those.
Definitely.
I think that's kind of the key for them, for Florida, is to build that momentum. It's a neutral site game. You don't have to worry about playing in Athens. You have the opportunity to build momentum how you want to in the stadium.
Yeah, and you get to play against your old teammate, right? Trevor Etienne. So it'll be definitely a fun one. What's your final prediction in this one?
Yeah, I think if Georgia can get out fast, attack on offense, but also attack on defense like they did against Texas, and they get off to a quick start, they can blow this thing open. I think 16 points is still a lot. I got Florida 16, Georgia 30. So UGA by 14.
All right. The UGA by 14. I like it. So on my end, I'm going to say 30-21. I think Florida's able to keep this pretty close. I think Georgia's able to kind of, pull away more at the end. They're going to be able to force a couple field goals, but I think 30-21, Georgia in this one.